it's Joy Navon, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. Welcome. So today I am back with another natural hair video for you guys, and today I will be strictly talking about natural hair and how do you go natural, like just how do you go natural. I get this question a lot, especially on social media, of course here on YouTube, but also on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, things like that. Just basically what my journey was and how did I start? Did I big chop? Did I transition? What products do I use? Just how often do I cut my hair? And just a whole bunch of questions. So today I'm pretty much going to cover all of that and then some. It's kind of going to be like a beginner's guide to going natural, if you will. So I even have like some notes here just so that I don't go off too much on a tangent and so that there's some order to this video. But yeah, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. And also just hang in there with me, okay? This is going to be somewhat of a lengthy video, so grab you a snack, get you some chips or something, whatever you gotta do, just do it. So before going natural, I feel like one of the most important things, if not the most important thing, is to know what you're kind of getting yourself into. Going natural, for a lot of people, not for everyone, but for a lot of people, it is a lifestyle change. It's very time consuming. There's a lot of, I guess you would say, investments as far as like money that you're gonna spend on products and things like that in the beginning, at least until you find something that you like and something that works for you. There's just, you know, it's just a whole thing. Just kind of know that it's a job in itself, and not to like scare you or not to like make you, you know, want to turn the other way or anything like that, because I love being natural. I love my fro and everything, but just know that it's not something that you just do 1, 2, 3 and you just go about your business, because it's definitely not. So firstly, I just kind of want to talk a little bit about myself, just so you guys kind of know my journey. I did do a natural hair journey video a few months ago, like sometime last year, but I'll just quickly recap it. So long story short, I went natural in 2011 and I've been through a lot with my hair, okay? I transitioned. I did not do big chop. I did not do anything like that. I literally just stopped perming my hair. I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from New York. So back home, I would just go to the Dominican hair salon, and at the Dominican hair salon, they would just do like blowouts. That's what I used to get. I used to ask for a blowout, where I used to go, they used to wash my hair, and they just used to do like a hot blowout treatment on my hair. And every now and again, I would get a hot oil treatment or like a deep condition, something like that. But after a while, I just stopped going. One of the reasons, honestly, I want to say I stopped going was just because I was going through a moving period, I want to say. I feel like that was the reason, because my family was getting ready to move from Brooklyn to Jersey, and it was just kind of like I just stopped going. And then once we moved, it was like, okay, I don't know none of these hair salons out here. I'm not just about to be going to nobody's hair salon, whatever. And then on top of that, my sister is a hairstylist, so she did my hair all the time. I always protective styled, like I always had a protective style in my head. And my mom also would help me out with my hair every now and again, she was natural herself. So at the time, like I said, I just stopped perming my hair, stopped putting chemicals in it, and I just kind of copycatting my mom. And what my mom just basically used to do, she has 3C hair. I want to say my mom has like 3C hair, and I have 4C hair, so yeah. But I just used to start copycatting what she would do as far as like her routine. So she would wash her hair on a certain day, then she would do a lot of wash and goes, but she taught me about twist outs and different things like that. So that's what I used to do. And I just honestly started watching a lot of YouTube videos and started doing Bantu knots and flat twist outs and different things like that. Like I learned a lot, if not all, of those types of routines here on YouTube. So that's pretty much the gist of my journey all the way up until college. And once I got to college, I just stayed with a protective style in my hair, because I honestly, my lifestyle didn't allow me to have, you know, I didn't have time to be doing my hair every day. And then whenever I got home and spent the summers, or whenever I was going to be home for a long time, whether it was like 2 to 3 weeks to, you know, a month or however long it was, I was off from school, I just used to wear my hair out. And that was just how I you know, just let my hair blossom and kind of just do its own thing. And then when it was time for me to go back to school, I would have my sister put a protective style in it that would last me for another month or two. So getting back into some tips and things that you just definitely don't want to do. You definitely don't want to perm your hair, of course. You don't want to put any kind of perm or relaxer, anything in your hair. You just want to leave your hair alone. Okay, I'm gonna say that a lot in this video. I'm just warning you right now. If you wanted to big chop, if you wanted to do that, you definitely can. I personally didn't big chop, so I don't really have like too much tips and information or inspiration behind the whole big chop thing. But there are a lot of other young women and things like that who have big chop that I'm sure you guys could gather some inspiration from, especially here on YouTube. So the next thing is, if you are going to transition like I did, you definitely don't want to put any heat on your hair. So that's no flat ironing, that's no hot combs, that's no, you know, curling irons, that's like no heated blowouts like on high heat like how I used to get mine. None of that. Don't do any of that, okay? You're just going to totally strip your curl pattern, and that is not what you want to do. So of course you most definitely want to learn what your hair type is. I'm definitely not like a master on hair typing people's hair, especially if I don't get to see it and touch it myself, which I never understood how someone could just look at someone and just say, you have this type of hair, you know? Because me personally, I can't do that. I have to literally see you in person, touch it, feel it, you know, see what the natural curl pattern is after you wash it and all of that stuff. Like I just can't. I'll leave a chart up here on the screen. It'll definitely show you the different types of hair patterns and or curl patterns and everything like that, so you can kind of use that as a guide. You could do your research. You could ask other people who you know personally who are natural to kind of help you hair type yourself if you don't know. So personally, I get a lot of questions about what types of products do I use. Everyone always asks me, so what do you use? What do you use? What do you use? My products usually switch up, especially more so nowadays. I do get a lot of products and packages and things like that that I test out, and I also do try my best to go out and get certain things so I can test them out and kind of tell you guys how I like them myself. But right now, what I'm honestly truly loving is As I Am products. So I use a lot of their products to do twist outs and things, which I will show you guys a tutorial on that. And also I love Dark and Lovely products. I love their like conditioners and their like leave-in stuff, and also I love Pure Naturals like hair oil. There's quite a few products that I like. So whenever I get that question, it's really hard for me to answer because I don't really have a go-to product. But I will say this, when I did transition at first, all I ever used was Cantu. All I ever used, I feel like any natural, especially in the beginning, you're going to use Cantu products. I use their famous leave-in conditioner, and I still use that now. I also use Eco Styler all the time, and as you guys know, I still use Eco Styler all the time. That probably will never change, just because I just love how it works for my hair. My hair is really thick, and I can't use a gel that has a really light consistency. I need something that's a little bit thicker, and Eco Styler just is bomb. But as far as products go and finding products for your hair, it's honestly a lot of trial and error. You're honestly just going to have to try things and try mixing and matching products. Like, I know a lot of people have things to say to me about Eco Styler, and for me personally, I can't use Eco Styler with Cantu Shea Butter. It just does not work. It always flakes on me. It's just not a good idea. So, but I could use Eco Styler with pretty much everything else, or everything else that I use. So it depends on your hair, it depends on the products that you're using, the ingredients that are in a lot of these products and things like that. So you definitely want to just kind of test things out and see what works for you. I feel like that's what we all do. That's what, you know, we all have had to do, and that's what we all still do. So shampoos and conditioners, right? So I always use VO5 shampoos and conditioners, both. They're really cheap, but they also do have a lot of slip to them, and in the natural world, slip just means the slipperiness of a product, which is really great for our hair because it makes it a lot easier to comb through and detangle and things like that, especially their conditioner. Their conditioner is amazing. It makes my hair so soft, and it's just perfect. Something that you also want to make sure of though is that you're using a sulfate-free shampoo. A lot of people say that you should definitely use a sulfate-free shampoo, which I agree, but at the same time, I have like somewhat of a love-hate relationship with sulfate-free shampoos because I have a naturally flaky scalp. Like my scalp is really dry and it just is flaky. Even after I wash my hair with like 3 cycles, it'll still create some flakiness, and it's always been like that all my life, ever since I was a baby. Every now and again, not all the time, but I need to use shampoos that does have sulfates in it just because it's really going to get really deep down into my scalp and really wash my hair super clean to the core. If you do have a scalp like mine, I definitely would recommend that, not all the time, but every now and again, you still use a shampoo with sulfate in it. And as far as different shampoos and conditioners that have sulfates in it or that are sulfate free, you just have to, when you're shopping, just make sure you're reading the label, because it will tell you, if not on the front of it, on the back of it, it'll tell you if it has sulfate in it or not. Whenever you do wash your hair too, it's also recommended that you don't dry your hair with a towel. I used to dry my hair with a towel all the time. I recently stopped drying my hair with the towel and started using just a t-shirt because it's a lot softer or a lot easier on your hair and it's not damaging to your hair. There's also different things like co-washes. I personally don't co-wash my hair too much because I don't know, I haven't gotten into the groove of co-wash, but I do really like the As I Am coconut co-wash. It smells so good, and it really did work really bomb on my hair when I did use it. And also, you want to make sure that you have some kind of an oil. I personally love coconut oil. Everyone doesn't. It's not for everyone, I understand. But I really love coconut oil. Olive oil for me has like saved my life. It literally keeps moisture in my hair like crazy, and it's legit. When washing your hair or when finishing up washing your hair, you also want to make sure you stay away from small tooth combs or just any combs that have like really rough combs in them, or brushes either. You want to make sure you're using a pick or a wide tooth comb or something like that that'll really cater to your natural hair and your curls. And if you're someone like me, I just like to use my hands. My fingers work just fine. I really like finger detangling. It's perfectly fine. I really can just pull each individual curl through and just kind of get any knots out of them that way. As far as treatments go, and treatments are really good for your scalp as well and promoting hair growth as well. You can also ask someone to help you out, like going to a hairstylist, you know, a family member like a parent or a sibling or something like that, your best friend, someone who has probably done one on themselves before or has done someone else's before, that you trust, to help you do something like that. One of the main things that I do to my hair to allow it to flourish and to grow and different things like that is that I just don't touch it. I literally don't touch my hair. I don't play in my hair, which I know is a really bad habit of a lot of naturals. I don't play in my hair and, you know, curl it around my fingers and all of that. I don't touch it. I rarely, as you guys can see, I always wear my hair in its natural state pretty much. I do twist outs and different things like that a lot of the time, but I especially most of the time just always have it in its natural state. I wash my hair, I moisturize it, I pick it out, and I just leave it alone. I sleep in a bonnet, I wake up, moisturize it, pick it out, and leave it alone. Like, that's literally how I wear my hair the majority of the time. Everyone's hair is different, everyone's journey is different. You know, I told you guys a bit of my journey earlier, but one of the things that I have done is I have cut my hair a few times in the past, just because of like if I had heat damage or if I had just something about my hair that I just, you know, if I wanted to shape it differently or anything like that, I have done that. Right now is probably the healthiest and the best that my hair has looked in a really long time. So, you know, my journey is still moving and changing and flourishing just like you guys is. So don't feel discouraged. Keep, you know, your patience up, keep your confidence up, love your hair the way it is, and just keep learning, you know. As far as trimming my ends though, I trim my ends probably every 3, 4, maybe 6 months even sometimes. I'll say every 6 months I'll shape my hair, like I'll give my hair a shape, but I'll say every 3 to 4 months I pretty much trim my ends, and I do trim my ends in its natural state. And lastly, like I said to you guys, as far as sleeping on my hair, I do wear a satin bonnet. If you aren't a fan of a bonnet, or you don't like them, or whatever the case is, there's also satin pillowcases, or if you just wanted to have a pillowcase, a satin pillowcase as a backup, like that's definitely cool too. If you're someone who sleeps wild and your bonnet comes off in your sleep, they definitely have those. So that is pretty much all I really have for you guys in this video. I hope I covered your questions, because there's a lot of questions. So I hope I covered the majority of them. If I missed anything, please let me know in the comments below, and also feel free to share your routines with me, or some products that you might use. Let us know, let us all know, so we can all benefit from each other, piggyback from each other. I really would appreciate that. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel for more videos. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you learned something or if you liked it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.